Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fidinam Podcast Unlocking Vietnam. Today's episode will be a little bit different from the previous episode, since today I'm going to present, together with our guest, a new partnership. Today, we are going to present to you the Momentum program, which is a project that recently we launched. This is about startups, and the idea is to build a startups ecosystem where startups can profit about our expertise and to grow locally and expand globally. Representing Fidinam today, it's me, Francesca Severoni, whereas representing Ivy&Partners, the co-founder of this project, is Huyen Tran. Thank you very much for being here. I would like to ask you to present a little bit about Ivy&Partners and also to highlight how you can support startups, both locally but also overseas.
Thank you, Francesca, and very happy to be here with Francesca and also all of you guys today to talk about Momentum. So about Ivy&Partners, one special thing about us is we are actually a startup ourselves. We've been in the market for almost 3 years now, providing the PR consulting service. So as stated in the name itself, a PR consulting firm, when it comes to PR, we're offering a full range of services, including press releases, press conference, media roundtable, media farm trip, so on and so forth. And also we have other services spinning off from PR, which is KOL influencer marketing, digital communications, and the other two services, a little bit brand new in Vietnam, which is personal branding and also business matching. One more thing about Ivy&Partners is we are a founding member of One Asia Communications Group, which also gives us the ability to help our client to reach overseas if they have a need. So that's in a nutshell about what Ivy&Partners is and what we are doing. About how we have supported startups so far. So being a startup ourselves, I think we have a very authentic insight about the challenges that a startup may face. But when it comes to, let's say, the addressing the needs of the startup, I think it's all about first having an optimized solution for PR and communications. Because often when we talk to the startup, we see that it comes at a later stage, and but then actually it's never too early to do PR if you're a startup. Then the second one is how to help you build up the narrative. Let's say when we need to talk to your investors, when you not need to talk to your partners, and then we can also help you create a compelling narrative to connect to your investors, to connect to your future partners, to your future customers.
Thank you very much. You mentioned a lot of points that actually characterize Ivy&Partners, and that's why we recognized in Ivy&Partners a perfect partner to start this program in Vietnam. And when it comes to Fidinam, you already know about us, but just in a nutshell to recap, Fidinam Group is specialized in let's say 4 pillars. The first one is tax, and then we have business, real estate, and digital consulting. We have a strong presence in Europe, in Middle East, and in Asia Pacific. And for 6 years now, we have been in Vietnam. Today, we have both a presence in Ho Chi Minh City and in Hanoi. Now, when it comes to the scope of activities, particularly in Vietnam, we mainly focus on market entry services, being market analysis or incorporations. And then we focus also on corporate services, which is accounting, payroll, tax filing, and lastly also on local and international tax advisory. In the context of the Momentum program, we are here to support startups, new entrepreneurs, with their strategic and administrative decision and actions. But on that, we will talk in a bit. Now, To give you a little bit about the context, and please, Huyen, tell me also if you have any other add-ons to let you know why we came up with the idea of the ecosystem. It is important to understand also the environment. You have to know that Southeast Asia has become an innovation hub, attracting investors from all over the world in many fields, but in particular in artificial intelligence, in medtech, in fintech, also in green tech, just to name a few. And narrowing down to Vietnam, the country has the goal to become a completely digital society by 2030 and a high-income economy by 2045. Now, to reach these goals, the government recognizes the important role that digital industry has and can play in this path. In this regard, they are introducing policies and incentives to promote innovation. But for that, we will talk on a separate episode with another guest, and we will grasp into this digital industry. Now, this was just to give you a little bit the context why we decided to come up with this Momentum program. And now I would like to ask you, Huyen, to talk about our vision and also our strategic goals.
So I will share a little bit about the vision and strategic goals behind this Momentum program. But just before that, I want to add on another point to what you just mentioned, Francesca, that even though we know that the startup scene landscape in Vietnam is very vibrant, very dynamic and blooming, it is also important for us to acknowledge that it's still facing a lot of challenges. So it's still not an easy job to find the sources to access to mentorship that is much needed, all the way from early stage to growing and then attract future investors for further development and growth plan. That's why we came up with a Momentum to solve the need. So basically, for Momentum, we want to create an environment, or let's say an ecosystem, to drive innovation, to help you with all the services that you need from when setting up your ventures to make it visible to different stakeholders. Realizing that challenges, we came up with the Momentum program with the vision of building a startup ecosystem in Vietnam to help foster innovation, drive growth, and basically creating a supportive environment for all the services that the startup might need from the very beginning when they need to set up their business venture, all the way through growing and future development.
So building on the vision, what are our strategic goals for the Momentum program?
So the goals are quite simple. We want to house everything under one roof, different services. Let's say, for example, Fidinam, it's all about tax, legal, accounting. And then for us, Ivy&Partners, we can help them with the PR, communications. And then for the future, it will be other stakeholders or let's say service provider. It could be about ESG, it could be about IT, so on and so forth. So that's one of the goal of the program.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And now building on that, we can actually tell you more about how it works. So as we said already, the idea is to have a ecosystem, plenty of stakeholders, of service providers that can support the participants, meaning startups, new entrepreneurs, in accomplish their expansion goals or to achieve their business success. And actually, once the participants have been accepted to enter the program, and on that we come in a bit, once they are accepted, they can benefit from, of course, our expertise, but also from the network that will be there for them to get them also inspired and come up, why not, with other ideas. So this is a little bit of the idea about these holistic projects. And when it comes specifically to the services that we can provide for the Momentum program, we already mentioned a little bit, but to be more specific on the program, what Fidinam can provide is support and mentorship in building or reviewing the business plans and the business models, but also to prepare the investor pitch. And then once they are successful and ready to launch their idea, also to incorporate the company and help them with the corporate activities, meaning accounting, payroll, tax filing, and of course, once they are ready also to scale up overseas, Fidinam is there to help them in analyzing also the expansion plans from different perspectives. Now, what about Ivy&Partners?
Yep. So that is the first step for you to set up your venture. And then now I will touch upon what I already mentioned earlier about when is the time for PR and communications. So we always get these questions when work with startups. And basically it's never too early to do PR, especially if you're a startup. Because why? I'm gonna tell you just now. So imagine you are now at the pre-launch stage where you need to basically develop your product. And this is where normally startups tend to hibernate from all the PR and communications activities, but actually you shouldn't. The reason is that the better you reach out to your stakeholders, for example, your investors, you share your stories, or you share your challenges with, let's say, bloggers, with the media, with even your partners, then it can help you gain valuable feedback for you to improve on your product and offerings. So that's for the pre-launch stage and what PR can help. For the next step, which is about launch, so this is a very critical stage for any startup. That's where we have activities like media roundtable or press conference to help you officially establish your presence in the market, to help you create the credibility to connect with investors, with more customers for your future growth. And then when it comes to the next stage, which is about growth, so now you're already in the market, you're quite well established. Now let's focus on the presence, the stories about your business and your product.
Thank you very much. Very interesting. And actually, this is what the two of us, Fidinam Vietnam and Ivy&Partners, do. But in the future, we will have other stakeholders that will help to kind of fill the gap throughout all the path that startups will do in order to be successful in their business idea. Now, we talked about the participants that need to be accepted to enter the Momentum program. Can you tell us a little bit more about what are the criteria or what is like the profile that we are looking for in this program?
In order to join this program, then we're looking for startup with, let's say, based or start from Vietnam, but also they have the future plan to expand overseas. Actually, for this program, we are not just limited to startup, even though it was originally built and for startup, but also if you are already an established business in Vietnam but looking to expand overseas, then we are there as well to support you.
Thank you very much. Actually, we try to give you an overview of the program, what is the vision, what are the strategic goals, how it works, and who it is addressed to. So I hope you got the idea. Of course, should you have any questions, we are more than happy to have an introduction call with you. In the description below, you will find the contact details, so feel free to write to us. As I said, we are in the process of welcoming new stakeholders to grow our ecosystem and also let the opportunity to startups and new entrepreneurs to have more opportunities within this platform. So stay tuned and hope to see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.